cool cats and kittens out there. All right, I hope you enjoyed your quiet day yesterday. And today we're going to start with Simple Solutions 126. All right, number 1. If you add up how many pictures she took, it became 715. Remember, she had, in August, she had the exact same as she took in June and July combined. So she had 715 pictures, but then 100 of them were no good. So you had to get rid of them. They were out of focus. So she had 615 good pictures. Number 2, 6/10 and 6/6. What do we know about 6/6? What does that equal? 1, exactly. So we know 6/10 is going to be less than 6/6 because 6/6 is 1. Number 3 is 834,300. Number 4 is 719, remainder 3. Number 5 is 3,219. Number 6, like your quiz, just added those two and it would have been 4/5. Number 7 is 51,556. Number 8, the shape with parallel sides, is the second shape or the top right. Have parallel sides. Number 9, you start with 31 and subtract 2, and your next 2 would have been 23 and 21. Number 10 is B, 0.51, just a little bit over 0.5. Number 11, 4.5 feet is 54 inches, and 5.5 feet is 66 inches, or 5.5 feet. Number 12, 5/100ths is less than 5/10ths. Let's look at this real quick. 5/100ths and 5/10ths. This would be, say I had 100 things. Let's say I had a pizza and it was cut into 100 slices. Now this really isn't 100, but we'll pretend. And I only ate 5 of them. Not very much. But if I had a pizza that was cut into 10 slices and I ate 5 of them, I ate a whole bunch. So 5/100 is less than 5/10ths. Number 13 is 1,141,149. Now, number 14, we're going to come over here. It says that Coco is throwing a soup social. She makes 1 3/10 liters of soup. Why can't I get that right? Her visitors bring 5 5/10 liters of soup. So, altogether, 4 4/10 liters were eaten. How much is left over? All right, so you have to figure out, well, what is, if she had 1 3/10 and her visitors had 1 5/10, we have 1 3/10 plus 5 5/10. You can add these together. 1 plus 5 is 6. 3/10 plus 5/10 is 8/10. So you had 6 and 8/10. But only 4 and 4/10 were left over. So we don't know how much everybody ate, but we do know that 4 and 4/10 were left over. Well, you can just take 6 minus 4, 6 and 8/10 minus 4 and 4/10. So let's do that. 6 and 8/10 minus 4 and 4/10. Well, 6 minus 4 is 2. 8/10 minus 4/10 is 4/10. So 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4 were left over. And number 15, whoops, it said 5/10 plus 14/100. Well, you change 5/10 to 50/100, and then add that, and it's 64/100. All right, you're going to do 127 tonight for homework. Let's look over here. We're starting a new unit on decimals. Yes, point something. We use a decimal point, and all a decimal is a fraction. I've got some place value blocks up here. Way back from when we started 3rd grade, we used place value blocks. So let's say I have 1 whole, and by the way, this is 100. Let's say I've got 1, 2, 3 10 sticks and 4 ones. Whoops, put them down here. Or I'm sorry, ones. I can't write today. All right. But let's say so I've got 1 whole, but now I'm going to put this up here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of these, the magnets don't work real well on, so Ms. Gerstel's having trouble. Let me see if I can find 2 more that work. All right. I have a whole 100 block. I have 1. But I don't have another whole 100 block. I'm just looking at the blue and the yellow part. How many 10 sticks did I use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I used 6 10 sticks. How many 1 blocks out of the 100 did I use? 4. Correct. So I could say I had 1 whole plus 6 10-sticks, or 0.6, and then 4 out of 100 plus 0.04. Now, I want to go back a little, and we're going to, just like we used to do when we had the thousands, the hundreds, the tens, we're going to do a place value model. This is the ones. I have 1 block here. This is what we call tenths. It's a model, but broken up into 10 sticks. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10 sticks, and they're tenths. And this is called hundredths. And that is the ones. Oops, these little bitty ones that keep falling. I think I'm just going to sit them over here. They stay better. And I have 4. It takes 100 of the yellow to make an orange. So those are hundredths. It takes 10 of the blue, or 10 10-sticks, to make 100. So those are the tenths. And this is 1. So let's look at this again. I have 1 whole. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tenths, or 6 10-sticks. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 hundredths. Because if I had 100 of these, it would make a whole. You would write this 1 and, now I wouldn't say 1 and 6 tenths and 4 100ths. Let's look at this as like that. That is 64 and the 4, since the 4 was in the hundredths, it would be 64 hundredths. One and 64 hundredths. So all we're talking about is things broken up into tenths or hundredths blocks. If I just had, now let's say I have 200 blocks. Each one of those equals 1. So I have 2. And then I only have part of these 100 blocks. Let's say I have this. Well, I've got 5 tenths, because I have 5 10-sticks, and I have 1 out of 100, because it would take 100 yellows to make one of these. So I've got 2 wholes, and then 5 tenths plus 1 100th. So I would write this as 2 wholes, 5 tenths, and 1 100th. Remember, this last spot is 100. add these two together. What do I have to do to the 5/10 so that I can add it to the 1/100? Yeah, I've got to make this. I've got to multiply both of these by 10. So now I've got 50/100 plus 1/100 equals 51/100. And that is what that is right there, 51/100. All right, your homework for tonight, if you choose to accept it, and you better, is number 7 through 17 in your red notebook. 7 through 17. 7, it's through 9, it says write the decimal. Is it 4 10-sticks, so 0.4? Is it out of 100? How many out of 100? Number 10 through 12, you're going to write that in just standard form, like this. This would be standard form. And then 13 through 17, it says write the number in word form. So 13 would be 2 47/100. And then it tells you to write the value of the red digit. So number 13 would be 7/100 because it's in the hundredths spot. So you're going to do 7 through 17. I will post the answers later on to those questions. All right. Well, I hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you people later. Bye.